There's nothing more exciting than ending the game with a dagger, so let's jump into the best game winners in NBA history. To start with, we will look back at not just a game winner, but probably at the most epic sequence in NBA history. The Houston Rockets were down by 8 with 35 seconds to go, and most of the fans left the arena. However, Tracy McGrady was still on the court, and those who left regretted it for the rest of their lives. T-Mac went nuts and scored 13 points in 33 seconds to win the game for the Rockets. It is hard to beat that unless you win the game with clutch plays on both ends of the floor in just a few seconds. That's exactly what LeBron James did against Minnesota.
Osman, Butler with 4 seconds left. Butler denied by James.
First, he blocked Jimmy Butler's shot, and after the timeout, he won the game for the Cavs with this turnaround jumper. LeBron has been clutch more often than you think. He was a killer, even early in his career.
Rashard Lewis playing off the ball. Lewis gets it to LeBron for 3 for the win. Yes!
In the late 2000s, the Cavs faced Orlando in the playoffs, and this was one of the first clutch shots of LeBron's career. Just look at the reactions of his teammates. On the next one, the Cavaliers were down by 3, and Kevin Love threw a long pass to LeBron. The King caught that one and tied the game of the glass while jumping in the stands.
James on target, turns, sends it, LeBron, yeah!
No one could believe what they just saw. One of the biggest rivals of that Cleveland team was the Chicago Bulls. Their playoff series was epic, and LeBron proved that he could take care of business late in the game. However, young Derrick Rose was one of the best players in the league at the time.
Rose trying to get open, fires away. Bang!
And he could also win the game with one of the coolest game-winning reactions ever. Bron and D. Rose looked scary in their prime, but there is another guy who was ice cold in clutch time. Yeah, you're right, that was Kobe Bryant. He was able to do whatever it took to win, and even made this three-pointer while jumping off one leg.
Dribbling, has to put it up with the buzzer, banks it in!
Dwayne Wade could not defend that, but the Flash had his own clutch moments. Back in 2009, the Miami Heat played double overtime against the Bulls, and Wade had enough of it. He stole the ball late in the game and hit a crazy game winner on the fast break. If you thought that was crazy, let's move fast forward 10 years later. In 2019, Miami was down by 2 against the Warriors when Wade made this insane buzzer beater.
Seconds left. Waiters, back to Dwayne, shoots. No, he couldn't get it off, now fires it up. Bank it in!
However, the Miami Heat often found themselves on the wrong side in clutch time. When Jeff Green was in his prime with the Celtics, he made one of the toughest shots ever to win the game for Boston. That was a sweet one for the Celtics, but not as important as Derek White's layup to send the 2023 Eastern Conference Finals to the decisive Game 7.
White will inbound. It's off to Smart for the 7th game.
Celtics and Heat clashes have brought many exciting moments, and Miami won the game in the bubble with this block by Bam Adebayo on Jason Tatum.
Against Butler, got downhill, couldn't punch it, bam!
In this instance, Luka made a long three-pointer over half of the Celtics lineup. He's done the same before, as obviously he loves to play against Boston just as he likes to dance with Boban. Luka has his sweet spots on the floor and can make any shot from there, even with one hand. DeMarcus Cousins is not someone who reached his full potential, but when he was still with the Sacramento Kings, he knew how to hit a game-winning shot. Or at least he was lucky enough to see this shot go down. Joel Embiid is another center who had his struggles, but unlike Cousins, he did not just stay in the league, but he won the MVP. Many would say that he's never come close to winning the title, but there's no doubt he can score when it matters the most. James Harden is another player who fits the same description, being an MVP and an elite scorer, and one of the many game-winning shots the Beard has made is this one from Phoenix.
He probably won't get a foul call. You don't get many in this situation in the NBA. 5 seconds, down to 4, 3, down to 2. Harden puts it up, he got it!
We're not sure what John Wall's up to these days, but when he was with the Wizards, he was one of the best point guards in the league. Washington had a promising team back then, and Wall forced a Game 7 in the series against the Celtics with this game winner. Speaking of Game 7s, Chris Paul made the biggest shot of his career to send the defending champions San Antonio Spurs home with his bank shot back in 2015.
Green on Paul.
Let's see what Damian Lillard did to the Thunder. The Blazers could close the playoff series against OKC in that possession, and Dame didn't just want to do that, but he did it in great style. Moving to Milwaukee did not change things for Lillard. He's still the same cold-blooded assassin. Making a game winner demands being calm under pressure, but some of these guys are so confident that they know the ball is going in before we see it. That's exactly what Gilbert Arenas had on his mind when he pulled the guns out on Utah. The three-time MVP Nikola Jokic does not lack confidence at all, as he's one of the coolest guys in the league. This dude could not care less about basketball, but he's still winning. Many were surprised to see his emotions as much as he was surprised this ball went in. But before the Nuggets won the NBA championship, they had a couple of struggling years. Once, they were one win away from reaching the playoffs, and Russell Westbrook cut their dreams short with this game winner in the last regular season game.
Our day! Westbrook gives the Thunder the victory at the buzzer!
What Russ did to the Nuggets, LeBron was doing to the Raptors, eliminating them from the playoffs for 3 consecutive years while he was still in Cleveland. One of those games ended with this runner that went off the glass. If there's one player who has caused trouble for LeBron in the playoffs and is not on the Warriors team, it is Dirk Nowitzki. The German was one of the best shooters in the league, and sometimes the ball just wanted to go in for him. Anthony Davis was lucky as well, hitting this double pump shot to win the game against the Thunder. When we see the game winner go through the net in an unconventional way, most of the time we consider that a lucky shot.
Anthony Davis with the walk-off.
When Paul Pierce was in Washington, he hit a bank shot to win the game for the Wizards. And when he was asked if he really called the bank on that shot, he responded that he called the game. Pierce was nicknamed the Truth, so there's no reason why we should not believe him. Usually, game winners are shots from a distance, but there are cases where teams just work well together. The Orlando Magic ran a fast break for a last-second dunk.
Tobias. Here we go. Good look at it. Watch the. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. Oh, wow, that's good.
And DeAndre Ayton received a perfect pass to put a stamp on the game. Sometimes you just need to find yourself in the right place at the right time.
But there's time on the clock.
Like Josh Smith did on this putback dunk. Scoring the game-winning shot can make the difference between good players and superstars.
Game-winning dunk. We'll see.
Back in the day, Sundiata Gaines was the first G League player to be called to the NBA, and he made sure he had his moment. The time is up with that one, so make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next video.